I was born with the face of an old man. My mother died giving birth to me. My father abandoned me like I was a monster. My foster mother got scared the first time she saw me. The doctor said I had progeria. I had every disease an old person could have. My life had just begun, but it was already at its end. The doctor said I wouldn't live past 2 weeks. But the nurse, who couldn't have children, saw something different. She believed I was a miracle sent from God. From that day on, she adopted me at the nursing home. She named me Benjamin.
God in heaven, he looks just like my ex-husband.
7 years flew by. I grew into a little old man, thinning hair and reading glasses. I needed a wheelchair just to move around, but deep down, I was still a child, curious about everything in front of me, just like other kids my age. I dreamed about the world outside, but in reality, I could only sit in a wheelchair with dying old people, waiting for my life to end. Until one day, with the priest's encouragement, I struggled to my feet. I could finally leave the wheelchair behind. Days passed one by one. I seemed to be getting younger. The old age diseases were slowly fading away, but one thing stayed the same. I still had to live like the other elderly, just sitting in the sun every day, quietly waiting for death. Until I turned 12, I met the person who would change my life forever. I felt my heart skip a beat for the first time. The girl's name was Daisy. She came to visit her grandmother every weekend. We ate together. We listened to stories together. Daisy even took me to her secret hideout. She thought I was special, different from the other old people.
You don't seem like an old person. You're different than anybody I've ever met.
She even reached out to touch my wrinkled face, but her grandmother found us. She yelled at Daisy furiously. She sent her back to her room. Before leaving, she said something.
And you ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Those words broke my heart because of my aging appearance. I had to endure so much at only 12 years old. The next day I went to the docks alone. The captain happened to be hiring deckhands. Not a single person signed up. They said the captain never paid wages, but I took the job anyway.
Got your sea legs aboard you, old Mom?
I think.
Well, that's good enough for me.
Once we set sail, I worked my tail off. I fought for the dirty jobs and the hard labor. This was the first time I experienced a different kind of life. The captain loved this hard-working little old man. When he found out I'd never been to a bar, he actually paid out of his own pocket to take me. That same night, I met a new friend named Button. He was a famous local businessman. He was surprisingly kind to me. He bought me drinks. He shared his entrepreneurial stories with me. Before we parted ways, he called out to me.
Benjamin, would you mind if time to time I stop by and say hello?
Anytime. Good night, Mr. Bud.
Good night, Benjamin.
I kept getting younger. Muscles started forming on my body. My hair began to thicken. The weekends became what I looked forward to most because Daisy would come visit her grandmother. She had grown into a beautiful young woman now. We would go watch the ocean together, watching the giant ships passing by. Daisy said she wished she could sail with them. Those words planted a seed in my heart. At the nursing home, death was never in short supply. Every few weeks, I had to attend another funeral. Back then, I didn't understand what death meant. Till that autumn, Mrs. Lawson passed away too. She had been so good to me when she was alive. She taught me how to play piano. She taught me so many lessons about life.
Benjamin, we're meant to lose the people we love. How else would we know how important they are to us?
Mrs. Lawson's death made me understand for the first time what it felt like to lose someone. When I turned 17, I packed my bags and said goodbye to everyone. I decided to leave the nursing home, to find my own path in life. My foster mother cried and told me to take care. Daisy couldn't bear to say goodbye. We made a promise. No matter where I was, I would send Daisy postcards. Over the next few years, I became a real sailor. I sailed across oceans. I experienced a passion for life I never knew existed. I didn't forget my promise to Daisy. I sent her postcards from every place I visited. Daisy had become an amazing ballet dancer. We were both running on our own life tracks. Until one day, Daisy's smile disappeared when she got my postcard. I wrote in the letter, I had fallen in love with a woman who radiated intelligence. She wasn't exactly beautiful, but the elegant grace she carried, it drew me in completely. And she saw something different in this little old man, a kind of vitality she'd never experienced before. We fell deeply in love fast. We had candlelit dinners together. We walked through the snow together. We talked about dreams and life together until one day she was gone, only a note left behind. She became just another person passing through my life. When I turned 21, war broke out. My ship got drafted by the Navy. I was forced onto the battlefield during a supply mission. We got into a fight with enemy forces. The captain got hit by a bullet in the battle. Right before he died, he told me something.
You could be as a mad dog at the way things went. You could swear, curse the fates, but when it comes to the end, you have to let go.
Every crew member died that night, only I survived. After the war ended, I went home. I had gotten much younger by then. The massive change. My foster mother almost didn't recognize me. It was like I'd been reborn. My thick hair kept getting darker. My senses became sharper. Everyone around me was slowly aging, only I kept getting younger. Soon after, Daisy came back too.
Benjamin?
Oh my God. Of course it's you. Benjamin!
Daisy was shocked by my reverse aging. I was stunned by Daisy's beauty. When we parted, we looked like grandparent and grandchild. Now the gap between us had nearly disappeared. We had dinner by candlelight. Daisy kept talking about her dance career, but I couldn't hear a single word. We felt like people from different worlds. This girl in front of me had become so unfamiliar. She was in the prime of her youth, full of energy, but when she wanted to take things further, I hesitated. We who should have been in love missed each other again. After Daisy left, an unexpected visitor showed up. It was Mr. Button. He was dying from a terminal illness. His time was running out. He hoped I could spend more time with him. While touring the factory, Mr. Button said something that froze me in place.
Benjamin, you're my son. I thought you were a monster. I should never have abandoned you.
All these years, he had been quietly watching over me, watching me grow up like a miracle. As a father, he felt both pride and regret. Now that he knew his time was short, he finally found the courage to acknowledge his son.
Why didn't you just tell me?
I plan on leaving everything I had to you.
I couldn't accept it at first. I turned and walked away, but I remembered the captain's final words. People have to make peace with the world eventually. I forgave my father. After all, he was my only blood relative in this world. I took my father to the beach. We quietly watched the sunrise. I stayed with him through the final moments of his life. After I held my father's funeral, I went to New York. I wanted to surprise Daisy. Daisy on stage was absolutely radiant. I watched completely mesmerized. After the show, I went backstage to find Daisy. This time I didn't want to miss her again, but Daisy already had a boyfriend. He was young and handsome, full of life, and I was just a grumpy old man. I could only wish her well and leave in silence. After that, Daisy's career took off. She traveled the world. She went on a world tour. She even became the first American to perform ballet at the Bolshoi Theater in Moscow, until one day I received a letter. I rushed to Paris immediately. I found Daisy lying in a hospital bed.
Daisy,
Who told you?
your friend wired me.
Daisy had been in a car accident. Her life was saved, but she could never dance on stage again. Looking at me, younger and more perfect than ever, Daisy's feelings were complicated.
I'm gonna take you home with me. I wanna look after you.
Not going back to New Orleans.
I'll stay here in Paris.
Don't you understand? I don't want your help. I know I'm feeling sorry for myself, but I don't want to be with you. I tried to tell you that in New York.
I'll change your mind.
We are not little children anymore, Benjamin. Just stay out of my life.
After she said those words, she seemed to have used up all her strength. When she looked up again, I was already gone. She felt lost and empty. She just didn't want me to see her like this, but she didn't know. I never left Paris. I had been watching over Daisy from the shadows. Only after I knew she was okay did I quietly leave. For many years after that, we never saw each other again, until one day, 10 years later, I went back to the nursing home to visit my foster mother.
She came back.
Daisy had come back. I'll never forget that day. We were the same age now. We had similar life experiences. Nothing could stop us from being together anymore. We sailed across oceans together. We watched sunrises and sunsets together. We were inseparable, like we were making up for all the lost time. Later, I sold the mansion my father left me. I bought a small apartment. We lived life exactly how we wanted. Those days were the happiest of my entire life, until one day, Daisy announced some good news. She was pregnant, but I wasn't happy. Fear took over instead. I was afraid the child would be born like me, aging backwards. The loneliness of that life. I didn't want my child to go through it, but what was coming would come. Thankfully, our daughter was healthy. As the child grew older, I started getting anxious again. I was afraid I'd keep getting smaller. I might even become the same age as my daughter. I knew my daughter needed a father, not a playmate. Finally, one day, I left all my money behind. I left Daisy again. From that day forward, I disappeared without a trace. Until 15 years later, Daisy, now nearly 60, saw me again. I had gotten even younger. I looked like a guy in his 20s, and Daisy had remarried.
He's been a terrific father.
Good.
You were so much younger.
Only on the outside.
You were right. I couldn't have been raising both of you. I'm not that strong.
Another 10 years passed after that. One day, Daisy got a call from the nursing home. They said they found an orphan in an abandoned building. There was a notebook in the backpack with Daisy's name in it. That person was me. My face was covered in acne. I had become a mentally disabled teenager. Because of severe dementia, I had forgotten everyone, including Daisy and myself.
Do you remember me? I'm Daisy. Benjamin. Do I know you?
Finally, Daisy moved into the nursing home, like taking care of her own child. She stayed by my side every moment. We who loved each other our whole lives were finally together again. But I kept getting smaller, from teenager to child, then to a baby in swaddling clothes. In my final moment, I seemed to remember Daisy. Then I closed my eyes forever. The greatest regret in life is not being able to grow old with the one you love.